almost forgot his name there for a second. Hey friends and book lovers, welcome! Today's video is a very, very large book haul. It is what I'm calling my November book haul, but really it's books from October and November, and I have some birthday books in here too because it was my birthday at the end of October, and I have some delightful, wonderful human beings that love me and wanted to show it via sending me some amazing books for my birthday. So I have here those books to show you as well, and I am very excited. I have so many books I haven't read. Like this is basically my TBR. Like there's a few books I've read, but so many I haven't read. And the fact that I have all of these books that you saw in the thumbnail, there's a lot more now on my TBR. And it's a problem. It's a problem at the rate that I'm reading books. But this is not the video for that. There might be a separate one to discuss my enormous TBR if you guys are interested in seeing my enormous TBR. But this one is just for the book haul. So the first one I saw was on Andrew's channel from Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and I was like, well, I want to get that version because that looks cool. And it's Arcanum Unbounded by Brandon Sanderson. I almost forgot his name there for a second. But it is Arcanum Unbounded. It's like basically the collection of all his like short stories and things like that, which is super helpful because I don't want to get little books, and it's just nice to have them all in one place. I have like a little Cosmere guide that's going to help me with when I should read these little stories between his other bigger books. Right now I'm still reading Hero of Ages, so we're not anywhere near Way of Kings, but I'm hoping to get to Way of Kings next year. I am so excited to start that series and just hear the hype is about. I feel like I'm gonna fall in love with the Stormlight Archives, and I just can't wait to get there. And I'm happy to have this beautiful version because really it is super stunning, and I love that it's like a hardback. So very excited for this one. The next two are some lovely fantasy romance books that a lovely booktuber by the name of Abby Salter got for me for my birthday, and it was just super sweet. So she got me Rhapsodic by Laura Thalassa, and A Fate of Wrath and Flame by K.A. Tucker. This one I think is an indie self-published book, and this one I think also. I've just heard amazing things about Rhapsodic, and then I've heard some things about The Fate of Wrath and Flame, so I just put them on my wish list, and I'm just super excited to read these. And I know that Abby loved this one, and she has this one on her TBR, so very excited, and thank you so much to Abby. If you haven't heard of Abby, please go check out her channel. She is super well read. She reads tons of fantasy romance, and other stuff, and she's just awesome. So I will link her down below, and thanks again. The next book that I got also for my birthday from a close friend of ours. She's not a booktuber, but she knows I love books, so I think she went on my wish list and grabbed one for me, and it's one that I'm really excited for actually, and it's super, super beautiful, and that is For the Wolf by Hannah Whitten. I don't know much about this, but it's beautiful, decollete edges. I think these are called French doors. I absolutely love the copy of this book, and I know that this is like the first in like a duology. I know that folks on Shelf Space read it, and I think a lot of folks really enjoyed it and really loved it, so I can't wait to read it. I'm really excited to have this one, and I'm gonna go into it pretty much blind. Right, the next one is like an Illumicrate book, and I have it. It's beautiful, and I've heard really good things. That is The Wolf and the Woodsman by Ava Reed. I think she's quite a young author, and if I'm not mistaken, this is her debut. I've heard some good things about this. I've heard that it is kind of also has some romance in it, but really just revolves around the story. I don't know much else about it. I think I read the synopsis once, but folks are reading it this month, and I know that Joanna's reading it this month, so I can't wait to get her impression of how this book is. Right, the next one is actually a nonfiction, and it's one that I've been wanting for a long time, and I figured, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and grab it, and that is Atomic Habits by James Clear. This is basically like talking about habits and how these things can change your life and contribute to your larger goals, and it's quite a short book. I'm sure that it's dense though. I'm sure that though it's short, it is dense. It's like under 300 pages or something like that. And it says tiny changes, remarkable results. So again, basically how your smaller things and smaller tasks can contribute to your larger goals. And I guess it's how you build good habits in order to get to those good places. I'm just curious to see if it's gonna say something that I don't already know, because a lot of this research is also easily found online and things like that, but I am looking forward to this one. Right, the next one is partly a cover by and partly one that I was hoping to get on NetGalley and never got an arc of it, and I've just heard really good things. I've heard Vish talk about it, and that is The Helm of Midnight by Marina Lostetter. I hope I said her name right. I've heard Vish say that this is really, really good. It's like a fantasy book with strong horror and thriller elements, I believe it is. And there's just some really intriguing stuff about this. The back says, a legendary serial killer stalks the streets of a city shrouded in darkness and secrets in the stunning first novel in a new trilogy from acclaimed author Marina Lostetter. So that tells you a little bit about this book. Again, I know it is part of a trilogy. I know this is the first, but I don't think it leaves you off on this crazy cliffhanger. And again, Vish said she really enjoyed it, so I have a strong feeling I will also really enjoy it. It even says evil blooms in darkness, which is super cool, and I absolutely love the cover for this. I'm hoping to really love it. There is a buddy read for this going on Shelf Space, and I think Sharon Dwyer is leading it, so I wanted to get it in time for December as well. So it's here and it's beautiful, and I'm so happy to have it in my collection. The next one is a little silly because I had bought a bunch of Robin Hobbs books off Amazon and they came in these beautiful foiled editions, but this one didn't come in a foiled edition. It just came in a regular paperback edition, and I really wanted it to match the rest of the beautiful books behind me. And so I ended up ordering Dragon Keeper in this edition from Book Depository, and that's really the story behind this one. I just wanted to match everything, so when I get to it, I'll be reading these beautiful versions. The paperbacks are really cute too, but I just love the foiling and the art on these versions. I know that she has like another quartet that I can't find in these versions, so I don't know if that's going to come out in those versions or not, but for the time being I think I have all of the ones available because they're beautiful, and I cannot wait to restart her series. And since I did make a Book Depository order, I had this in my cart already, and I just thought, you know what, why not? I'll add it. I love this cover much more than the US cover because it's so much more colorful, and that is The Black Coast by Mike Brooks. I don't know a ton about this. I know that I think Gregory LaPerche has read it with some folks over on his channel, and I think most of them really did enjoy it. On the back it just says, war dragons, fearsome raiders, a demonic warlord on the rise, which sounds amazing. And there's the longer synopsis, which I'm not going to go through. This one I'm also going to go into somewhat blind. It just seems like an epic fantasy novel. The Splinter King, which is the second one, is also out now, but I want to start with Black Coast and see if I like it. I think it's a duology or a trilogy, not quite sure, but either way, I cannot wait. And again, like I said, super huge TBR. Don't know when I'll get to this, but we're gonna try to chip away at it next year. This next one was also a present, and I'm just so excited to have it. I've heard about this book on Leslie's channel from The Nerdy Narrative, and she's raved about this series and about how amazing and kind of funny it is. I haven't even taken it out of its plastic, which is just how like much I don't want to disturb it, but Sharon Dwyer got this for me for my birthday, and I was just so excited to have it and just thanking her, and it's so great. And it is the first in the Grey Bastards series by Jonathan French. Again, I've only really heard Leslie talk about it from The Nerdy Narrative, but she loved it and raved about it, and just the way she spoke about it made me feel like I would also really enjoy it, and so I'm happy to have the first in the series. I think this is a quartet. The fourth book was just released, so I think it's actually completed, which would be amazing because then that means if I love it, I can binge it, and that's my favorite thing to do, is to binge a book series when I'm really in love with it. I can't remember much about this, but it is blurred by huge authors like R.A. Salvatore, Mark Lawrence, Django Wexler. I mean, I am super, super excited. If anyone else has read this besides Leslie and wants to let me know how they thought about it, definitely do so in the comments down below. I'm really intrigued to see who else has read this and what their thoughts were. I'd love more opinions on this one. We're getting through this kind of fast. I thought it would take longer, but I guess not. Whoops. So this next one is also a gift, and I think it's the last of my bookish birthday gifts, and I freaking love Joanna for this because I have been wanting to read it, and I love these new covers. And it is the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. This is by Laini Taylor, and I've read the duology, her Muse of Nightmares and Strange the Dreamer duology, and I actually really enjoyed it. I don't think I've read anything else by her, but this one is one that everyone seems to love. It seems to have some really great characters, some really great ships. It is YA, but it just feels like it'll be one of those really fun YAs to read between other epic adult fantasies, and I'm really excited to have this. I don't know a whole lot about this. I think that there are a lot of different creatures in it, and so let me see if I can get this out. It's a very thick set. I think there are a lot of creatures in this one, and so I am very excited for it. So it says, around the world, black handprints are appearing on doorways, scorched there by winged strangers who have crept through a slit in the sky. And in the tangled lanes of Prague, a young art student named Karu is about to be caught up in a brutal, otherworldly war. When a stranger, beautiful, haunted Akiva fixes his fire-colored eyes on her, the result is a star-crossed love whose roots drink deep of a violent past. And then it just says, from master storyteller and National Book Award finalist Laini Taylor comes a sweeping and gorgeously written modern fantasy about a forbidden love, an ancient and epic battle, and hope for a world remade. So overall, it sounds really great, and it sounds really epic for a YA, so we'll kind of see how that goes. But I'm very excited for this one. I don't know when I'll get to it. I think I'm gonna try to put this on my list for next year, but really, this is just, these covers are just super gorgeous. So I'm really happy that they redid them, because yeah, like 10 out of 10, they're beautiful. Right, the next ones are a couple that I got from book boxes, and the first one is Fairy Loot, and that is Once Upon a Broken Heart by Stephanie Garber. It's really exquisitely beautiful. I mean, I think there's even art on the dust jacket. Things are falling out of the book, but I think that there is art on the dust jacket as well, and the end papers are really beautiful. Yeah, like I think this is a Rosie Thorns type of art, and it's just super, super beautiful. And then obviously, like, how gorgeous. I mean, Fairy Loot and Illumicrate are definitely my favorites. The end papers are also really beautiful. Look at that. Can you see? So beautiful. I'm excited for this because it's beautiful, but I don't know much about it. The back says, how far would you go for happily ever after? I don't know if this is a spin-off to her other series, but I don't think so. If it is, let me know if I should read another series before this one. Otherwise, I might go into this without that, and that would probably be really bad. Either way, this is a beautiful copy, beautiful sprayed edges. They just always outdo themselves. And again, this one's also YA. The next one was the Illumicrate book. And this one I am so excited for. I wanted to put this on my anticipated releases for fall, but I only heard about it after I did the video, so I never ended up adding it, but I'm really excited to have this beautiful copy. It is Iron Widow by Sharan J. Zhao, if I'm pronouncing it right. I'm sorry if I am not. Please let me know in the comments down below. And it just says, you've been living a dream for long enough. Welcome to your nightmare. So it just sounds like kind of a revenge story of this woman whose sister dies. She seems 18, so she's a young woman, and because she emerges unscathed from her first battle, she is named the Iron Widow, the most feared pilot of all. Now that Zetion has had a taste of power, she sets her sights on bigger things. The time has come to stop more girls from being sacrificed. Oh, yeah, their female co-pilots are expected to serve as concubines and sacrifice their lives. This was probably the worst synopsis ever, but this sounds really freaking interesting. Wow. Like a badass concubine pilots? Or concubine to be, but like, just kidding. Oh my gosh, the author photo. This is probably my most favorite author photo. Can you see? She's in a cow onesie. That's my hero right there. Oh, and she's a graduate of Vancouver. Cool. Anyways, I think this is also her first novel, and there is art on the dust jacket of this one too. It is absolutely beautiful, if you can see it. The glare is real. Oh my god, looks like a love triangle. Ooh, saucy. And then the naked looks like this. I'll read the naked in a second, but this is what it looks like. It says, you've been living a dream for long enough. Welcome to your nightmare, just like the inside says as well. So it's absolutely gorgeous. The sprayed edges are beautiful too, and I just feel so lucky to have these. I love Illumicrate and Fairy Loot's versions of books. Illumicrate will also do adult books. I think Fairy Loot is starting to do adult books. I kind of want to get in on that because I think those versions are going to be super coveted, and I just can't wait. Super great. All right, y'all, so that is it for this book haul. There was a lot, and I feel like I went through it super fast, so apologies if anyone wanted a longer synopsis, but of course you can definitely look that up and see if you're interested. If anyone wants to buddy read any of these, let me know. I will definitely be making my way through them slowly but surely, and I just can't wait. Thank you to everyone who got me gifts, Abby, Joanna, Sharon, and our friend Kat. I love it. Everything is amazing, and it was just awesome to receive wonderful gifts from y'all. Thank you for making my birthday special. If you like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. That really helps my channel. And if you like this content and you want to see more from me, please don't hesitate to subscribe.